All you need is 30 minutes to make your family's new favorite dinner. Today I'm sharing my family's favorite, a baked sausage rigatoni. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more of your family's new favorite meals, and we'll go ahead and get started. So in a skillet, I'm gonna turn the heat up to medium-high heat, add a drizzle of olive oil, let it get hot, and then I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of diced onions. I'll let it cook for maybe 3 minutes until it gets nice and sweaty and fragrant, and then I'm gonna throw in some Italian sausage. Here I have 1/2 pound of Italian sausage that I bought in bulk. So as I'm cooking up the Italian sausage with my spoon, I'm just gonna break it up into small crumbly pieces. I'll cook it up for 3 to 4 minutes until it gets nice and golden brown, and then I'll add our aromatics. 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of oregano, that's my favorite Italian spice or herb, and 3 cloves of minced garlic. Give it a quick stir, and then I'm gonna add 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes that's already been infused with basil. I always make sure to kind of double duty my ingredients. Since this already has basil, I don't need to add extra basil seasoning. If you notice the sausage kind of sticking to the bottom of your pan, don't worry, because as soon as you add the crushed tomatoes, it's gonna deglaze it and basically add more flavor. Speaking of flavor, I like to buy low sodium tomato sauce, so I will add about 1 teaspoon of kosher salt into this. I'll let it simmer for a minute, and then I'm gonna add in a 1/4 cup of heavy cream just to give it some body. Creamy tomato sauce is my favorite. Mix, mix, mix. Our sauce base is done. How easy was that? So now it's time to add our pasta, our rigatoni. I already parboiled our rigatoni for 8 minutes, no more, no less. Typically, a rigatoni takes about 13 to 15 minutes to be perfectly al dente, but I'm undercooking these guys because they're gonna continue cooking as we bake them, and you don't want them to be all mushy and soggy. So 8 minutes is all you need. All right, I'm gonna turn off the heat and then add the rigatoni in, and then we're gonna transfer it into our baking dish. I'll give it a quick mix. For the rigatoni, you'll need about 3 cups of dried rigatoni, or about 1/2 box. I'm using an 8x8 dish here, and it'll feed about 4 to 6 people. All right, make sure you get all of the sauce, because it's kind of the best part. Even out the top layer, more sauce. And finally, we're just gonna top it with about 1/2 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. It's raining cheese. And our dish is ready to be baked off in an oven at 375 degrees for about 18 minutes until the top is nice and bubbly and the cheese is golden brown. It smells so good. It smells like an Italian restaurant, like a rustic one, where they bring a nice sizzling hot plate of pasta right in front of you. Basically, that's what it is. So now I'm just gonna garnish it with a little bit of fresh basil to give it color. Sprinkle it on top. I love a lot of basil with my cheesy pasta, and this looks good. And I'm just gonna dig right in and give it a try. My favorite ones are these semi-crispy ones on top. Piping hot, so I gotta be careful. I hope this baked rigatoni recipe will help make your life a little easier. Hey Busy Bees, it's Zang, and today I'm gonna be sharing a classic pasta dish, the spaghetti carbonara. It's a silky, creamy pasta dish that's made with just eggs, bacon, and cheese, but it does take a little bit of technique. So here we'll start by making our cheesy egg sauce mixture. I'm gonna crack 3 eggs into a bowl. Mix in about 3/4 of a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese, and then I'll just grind in some black pepper, about 1/2 teaspoon's worth, and then we'll mix, mix, mix. This looks good. It might look a little bit lumpy, but later on, you guys will see the magic come together. So that's it for our cheesy egg sauce. I'm just gonna set this aside while I cook up the rest of the ingredients. Now in a large pan, I'm gonna cook up our bacon. But first, I'll add 1 teaspoon of butter just to give it extra flavor. I'll let it melt on medium-high heat, And then we'll add our bacon. I have 4 slices of bacon that I've chopped up into pretty large pieces because you want to have a nice piece of bacon in every bite. I'll cook it up for a few minutes, and when it starts to get brown and crispy, I'll toss in 3 cloves of minced garlic and turn off the heat. So I'm adding the garlic at the end and turning off the heat so that it doesn't burn, but it'll still infuse our bacon and oil with that yummy, savory garlic flavor. Ah, the bacon smell with the garlic is intoxicating. We're gonna take this guy off heat and I'm gonna work on cooking our spaghetti. So in a large pot with boiling water, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of salt in here. This will help flavor our pasta and the water that we're gonna use later. Once the water's rapidly boiling, I'll add half a package or about 8 ounces of spaghetti and cook it for about 10 minutes just until it's al dente. In total, this will make about 2 servings. All right, let's test to see if our pasta's done. I took the spaghetti off heat, and now with my tongs, I'm gonna transfer the pasta directly into our pan with the bacon and garlic. And then we're gonna save the pasta water for later because we're gonna use it to make this creamy egg sauce. I'm only using 5 or 6 ingredients here, but the technique is where it's all at. It's incredibly easy to turn this pasta dish into scrambled eggs with pasta. You definitely don't want that. The key here is to work swiftly. All right, guys, let's watch the magic come together, shall we? Once the spaghetti is in the pot, I'll give it a quick mix, and then I'll pour in our egg mixture. The hot pasta water will really help cook up the eggs and really melt the cheese, creating this silky, smooth, creamy egg cheese sauce. Exactly how a pasta carbonara should be. Look at this, look at the sauce. No scrambled eggs here. So this is ready to be served just like this, but I like to dress it up with a little bit more Parmesan cheese and freshly cracked pepper. And now we dig in. Buon appetito! The incredible edible egg. It's amazing what you can do with eggs. I can't believe it created this super smooth and creamy sauce without using any cream at all. This one is a reimagined barbecue ranch chicken salad that is pretty much a restaurant staple. In my bowl, I'm gonna add some shell pasta that I've already cooked. Here I'm also using 8 ounces. Then I have 1 cup of chopped cucumbers, 1 cup of shredded carrots, 1 stalk of green onions chopped, half a can of black beans that I've rinsed and drained, 1 chicken breast that I've chopped up, 1 cup of charred corn. You can find fire roasted corn in the freezer section pretty much anywhere these days, a cup of chopped cherry tomatoes, and a 1/4 cup of shredded cheese. And then for our dressing, I'm just using good old store-bought barbecue sauce, a 1/4 cup here. I try to look for ones with not too much sugar. And then a 1/4 cup of store-bought ranch dressing. This one is actually made with Greek yogurt that I found, and it's pretty good. Can't waste ranch dressing, it's the best. And now we'll just give it a quick toss. Make sure the ranch dressing and the barbecue sauce combines together because they make such a beautiful dressing. All right, quick taste test. Got a little bit of everything here too. If you guys have ever been to CBK or the Cheesecake Factory, they have their signature barbecue ranch chicken salad, and this one is pretty up there with those too. When serving this, I like to garnish it with a little bit of pumpkin seeds and fried onions. It just adds extra depth to the salad and it's so good. Okay, it's time for the vodka sauce. So I'm gonna start by adding a drizzle of olive oil, let it get hot, and then I'm gonna add 1 finely minced shallot. A shallot is basically if an onion and a garlic had a baby, this is it. It's very mild. And then I have 2 cloves of finely minced garlic. Add them in. I'll saute everything until they're nice and fragrant. Okay, so for the shallots and the garlic, you wanna finely mince everything because this is supposed to be a very smooth sauce. You don't want any big chunks in there. This smells good. And then I'm gonna add 2 cups of crushed tomatoes along with a 1/4 cup of tomato paste. Mix them together, and then we have 1 cup of heavy cream. Add that in, and then to make it nice and spicy, my little hack here as well is to use sambal oleg or a chili garlic sauce that you typically use for pho. Mix them up, and then I have a 1/4 cup of vodka that I'm gonna add in. And don't worry guys, we're gonna simmer this sauce, and so the alcohol is gonna burn off. This pregnant lady is not getting drunk today. I'm gonna make sure to cook off the alcohol. I'm gonna let everything simmer for about 20 minutes, and then once it's done, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of butter to make it nice and glossy and a pinch of salt. Oh, it smells so good. It's very garlicky, and you can kind of smell a hint of the vodka in here, but you won't really taste it because the alcohol has burned off, and the vodka really just gives it a lot of depth. So I brought the sauce back to a simmer, and now I'm gonna dunk our fresh pasta right in. And I've saved about 2 cups of pasta water to help the noodles stick to the sauce. I'm just gonna add maybe about a 1/4 cup to each pasta serving. Give it a good mix. And I'm just gonna let the pasta cook for another minute to really absorb the sauce. Oh, this smells delicious and savory. Oh, now let's plate it. So there's our fresh pasta, and now I'm gonna garnish with some freshly grated Parmesan and a sprinkle of parsley. While I was cooking this with the sauce, I noticed that it clung to the pasta so much better. The texture is bouncy. And that sauce has so much flavor. It's cheesy from the Parmesan, but it's nice and spicy from the sambal oleg. It's a different flavor profile if you're not familiar with it, but it gives it a really nice kick. I hope you guys like this video. Comment below or just drop me a spaghetti emoji, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!